Bookies, today we are going to go through some pirate slash seafaring books. I don't know, September seems like a pirate month. But anyways, let's get started. We're in this room still. We are slightly redoing the walls in my library, so having to relocate. This is my physical TBR behind me, if you're wondering. But anyways, I really like pirate books. I have been a big fan of pirate novels for probably the longest time. I think the first pirate book that I really read that I got into was The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, which is an absolutely fantastic book about this girl who is kind of caught on a pirate, I think it's a pirate ship. There's a whole lot about it. I can't remember most of it. I actually rebought it at a library sale recently. It's somewhere in this stack because it's by Avi, but or AVI, however you pronounce that name. Pseudonym, whatever. But anyways, ever since then, I've been a pretty good fan of pirate books. So I'm going to recommend some. The first one I want to recommend that I read fairly recently, and it's actually kind of a series. I'm not sure if the other series are as piratey, but it's The Lost Legends by Cait Marie. This is an indie author that you should support because her writing is phenomenal. Basically, the story is a multi-POV between this brother and sister. And they're kind of royalty-esque. The girl was raised on these fairy tales that her mother told her. Her mother didn't quote, as all good stories go. And when she turns of age and like it's like her very last chance to do anything before she's kind of like forced into a marriage, I think it is. She sets sail on her own to discover and figure out the truth of this fairy tale. She still believes in it, and she finds her answers. It's a very, very pirate book. I absolutely love it, and I really can't wait to reread it. I bought the whole series after I read the first book. The first book was absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to read the rest of them. Another one that I recently read is In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens. This kind of has a gentleman's guide to vice and virtue feel, and it's gay pirates. So the story that takes place is that the prince is on his coming of age journey, kind of like our hero in A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. And that is where he meets his love interest. Sparks fly, all that jazz. It's super cute, super romantic, not very plot heavy. It's very light in plot, but if you're in for like kind of a more romance, easygoing pirate book, this is going to be the one that you're going to want to pick up. If you're wanting something a little bit more plot heavy, then I'm going to suggest Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. In this one, we follow Alosa, which is very surprising. I never remember main characters' names, so really like this book. And she has her own band of pirates, but she is a young girl, you know, in that century. So she's captain of her own crew when she gets captured by this band of other pirates. But she wanted that to happen. She's very, very smart. I really liked Alosa. She wanted that to happen because she is in search of this hidden key to find this treasure for her father, who's the king of the pirates, thus daughter of the pirate king. There's so much plot in this. It's a duology. It's great. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something a little bit more plot heavy for your pirate book. Another one that is super plot heavy, also a duology, kind of in the same vein of Daughter of the Pirate King, is All the Stars and Teeth by Adalyn Grace. In this one, pretty much all of the characters have some sort of power and stuff. I think one's like a siren, Our main character is an animancer, which is like someone that can control souls. Really, really cool concept. But to take like the throne and everything, she has to do this demonstration. When her demonstration goes awfully wrong, she finds another thing that can help prove herself, so that way she can secure the throne. And that is helping this pirate regain his lost magic. It's a really fun adventure, very fast-paced, so if you're looking for something that's plot-based, fast-paced, full of different creatures, this is going to be the series for you. Speaking of sirens / mermaids, if you're looking for something to fulfill like your siren need, your mermaid need, whatever you want to call them, they're kind of different, but to simplify this, the same thing, basically. But I'm going to recommend Skin of the Sea by Natasha Brown. In this one, our main character, his name is Simi. She is a mermaid, and her job is basically to take these souls that have died at sea and journey them back home. But that all kind of changes when a living boy is thrown overboard, and Simi goes against the decree of the mermaids, and she saves them instead. This causes a big upset in her community, and she has to go and redeem herself along with this boy who knows a lot more than what he should. This is a very fun novel, but it's told in like a lot of prose and what I like to call flowery writing, which was a little bit hard for me to get into, but this is an absolute beautiful tale, and I cannot wait for the sequel. It's a duology so far. For another mermaid siren retelling, this one focuses more on sirens, the siren aspect of the lore. It is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is a Little Mermaid retelling, but it's a really fun Little Mermaid retelling because it's told more in like a gothic horror style, but still has the basic concept, and also they're sirens, not mermaids. Sirens are basically the ones that lure the sailors to their death by singing, which is what our main character basically does. She kind of lures people to their death, and she takes their heart. She is basically a princess underwater, but when she lets one of them go and things don't go for her as she wants it to, she is forced up on land to live as a human until she redeems herself by stealing this guy's heart. Thus, the Little Mermaid portion of this takes place, but with a lot of sea adventure. It was really fun. It made fun of mermaids a lot of times in the book. It was just great fun. I really liked it. If you're looking for another LGBT seafaring pirate book, this one's a bit more adult, but it is called Uncharted. Yes, Uncharted, which is part of the Pirate and Her Princess series by Alli, who is another indie author. Highly recommend that you go read some indie authors. But basically, in this one, right now it's a duology, but I think that there's going to be more in the series. I hope there is. It's really good. But basically, in this one, the main character, she is part of like this totalitarian government, very sexist and everything. She is chosen to marry this ruler that she wants to murder, and she's not good. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So she works with this rebel group, and they devise a way to get her out. Good. Okay, she's on her escape route. She gets captured by pirates. Bad. They're holding her for ransom for her fiancé. Extra bad. She doesn't want to be held as ransom. She wants nothing to do with them. But she discovers that the captain of this pirate ship is a best friend from long ago, that they were separated by some very unfortunate events that happened, and they start to rekindle their relationship. It is lesbian, female, love female book. It's absolutely gorgeous and wonderful. I highly recommend it. Kind of along the sexist world lines of Daughter of the Pirate King, we have Fable by Adrienne. In this one, our main character, she is a sea diver. So she has, since a very young age, has been diving for treasure for this man that kind of owns her, because she was basically abandoned. When she gets the opportunity to go in, find her family, especially her father, find a different place in this world, she jumps at it, but it might be a lot more dangerous than what she anticipated it to be. This one's a little bit slower, but there's a lot of action, there's a lot of plot in it. So if you're looking for something along those lines, then that's not a very typical pirate novel, I would recommend this series. It's a duology still. And because I absolutely cannot have a list without some retellings, I have 2 of them that are Seafaring for you to enjoy if you also like retelling like I do. The first one is The House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin A. Craig. This is a retelling of The 12 Dancing Princesses. In this one, it's a bit more gothic and horror filled. Basically, the setting is like this cliffside town. It's very dingy and dark and everything like that. I wish I wore my theme shirt for it. I really like that book. But basically, our main character lives in this family. There are 12 sisters, but 4 of them have mysteriously died. And there are rumors floating around as to why that has happened. Our main character is starting to believe that this is not an accident that is happening, especially when other strange events start to occur. Lots of horror, gothic feel to it. It's perfect if you're looking for that, plus seafaring and all that jazz. And the very last book that I'm going to recommend for this video is Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. This is a amazing book. I really want to reread it because there is a sequel to it. I believe that this is also a duology. In this one, our main character is prisoner of this debitor ship. She's been in debt for a very long time, and we all know how debitorships and all that stuff goes. Your debt just keeps getting added on. But when she saves a man, and it turns out to be like the best thing that she's ever done because he's rich and everything, and he offers her a better life, the only thing that she really wants, though, is to get back at the man that totally ruined her and her family's lives. Which might be a little bit more trickier than what she thinks it is. It is very action-packed, very plot-heavy, and it's one of the best books that I've ever read, one of the best retellings I've ever read. I know I don't talk about it a lot because I don't know the Tale of Count of Monte Cristo, but I highly recommend this one if you're looking for a pirate book plus retelling. So yeah, that is all the books that I recommend for pirate / seafaring, sea adventure books. If you're looking for books like that, definitely check these out, and I will see y'all later. Bye!